Welcome back to the channel, the World Tour of Britain, and this is the second of 3 videos featuring the town of Morecambe. In the last video, we took a walk down Marine Drive to see what's there for tourists in 2023 and to see what used to be there and just how many relics are still left behind of a time when the town was at its peak as a holiday destination many years ago. So in this video, we start off where we left in the last one, from the Stone Jetty, and we'll take a walk along the West Promenade down towards the Heyday end of the town to see what's there today, and again to take a look back at the history of a grand seaside resort. If you like this channel, please do hit subscribe and tick the bell for future notifications of videos to come. There is loads more to come on this channel from all over the UK. And of course, if you like the video as well, please do hit the thumbs up button, give us a like, as it really does help the channel and helps the video and helps others see the content that we produce. So let's start off from the Stone Jetty and head west in Morecambe. We're just at the front of the Stone Jetty and the headland that separates both promenades in Morecambe. Behind us is the Marine Promenade, which we explored on the last video, and looking down towards Heyday on West Promenade. It's a lovely day for a walk as well, and plenty of people around. It's a Monday afternoon we're doing this, and quite surprising how busy the town seems to be, which is always great to see. And this promenade is nice and flat and wide, so plenty of room for cyclists, for dog walkers, and for anybody else who wants just a nice leisurely stroll in the sunshine. Good as well for people who are maybe not as able-bodied, who can't maybe do hills or stairs or steps. It is nice and flat all the way, and great for a walk. As you can see as well, the beach not quite so nice on the west side of Morecambe. It's more stone and shingle, whereas it's finer sand on the Marine Promenade side, which is better for the kids. But as you'll see there further out when the tide is out, there's quite a large expanse of sand when the tide is further out. We're just in front of arguably the grandest hotel in Morecambe, the Midland Hotel, which has stood on this site since 1933 and replaced an older building which was put in place by the railway company that operated the Stone Jetty railway station. It's great to see the Midland Hotel back to its former glory. I remember coming to Morecambe in the late 90s and seeing it in its derelict state, and it really was a sorry sight to see in such a grand building. And to see it today, it really is back to its former splendour. A terrific job by those who did the refurbishment work. Now right here is the end of a cycle path which seems quite gruelling to me. It's the end of the Way of the Roses, the cycle path from Morecambe to Bridlington, 170 miles coast to coast from east to west. Now that is what you would call dedication if you are a cyclist, and there is the Welcome to Morecambe sign, which will be, I would think, quite welcoming after that distance across country. And of course, coming over the hills is no mean feat to go from coast to coast from Bridlington all the way to Morecambe. Some great views across Morecambe Bay and the Lake District in the distance, all the fells, and on clear days you can really see for miles at this point. And interesting to note as well that the beach here on West Promenade in Morecambe does actually have some grass and weeds. And again, because the sand isn't quite as refined as it is on the other side on Marine Promenade, some plants do tend to grow on the beach, which is quite unusual to see on the British seaside. just passing what was the old railway station on the left hand side. Another video is on the way with a driving tour just on the promenade that shows you what's actually on the other side of the road. So we'll take a look at that in that video. But just walking along just now to see how things look on the promenade if you are a pedestrian or you're walking your dog or indeed cycling along the promenade here in Morecambe. You may just see over the wall some camper vans parked on the side of the road. I do believe it is free to park your camper van at that point, so you can camp overnight on the road at that particular part. But just over the wall here, something I think is quite sad. Yet again, another remnant of what used to be in the seaside resorts of Morecambe, where Aldi stands at the moment and where Morrison stands right in front of us, was where Frontierland used to be, which was the theme park that served Morecambe for over 90 years. Almost nothing remains of Frontierland nowadays, and I do remember Frontier Fred, who was the mascot. I think he was a dog, if I remember correctly, in a cowboy hat. Now onto the main street quickly. I spotted this shop right here, Mr. Santa. Bearing in mind it's June when I'm filming this, it's hot sunshine and that shop is open. I wonder if Santa's at home. Just coming towards another lost relic of the town of Morecambe now, where this monument stands of a fishing rod with the hook into the ground. Just opposite it was something quite grand and certainly a massive tourist attraction in the town. Take a walk in this direction and keep on going as far as I possibly can, there's nothing to see nowadays, but back up until 1978 there was quite a large structure at this particular point, and it was Morecambe's West End Pier. quite as grand as the central pier on marine promenades, but still a popular tourist attraction up until its closure in 1977. And so unfortunate it seems in Morecambe that many of the attractions, in particular the piers, suffered from many fires and storm damage, which ultimately led to their closure. Now, speaking of fires, another structure not too far away from the site of the West End Pier, in fact directly opposite, was the Alhambra Theatre. And once again, it was a very prominent building and prominent tourist attraction within Morecambe until 1970, when a major fire destroyed the theatre as it was. In the days since, the building has served as a nightclub and also an event space, which it still is today, but doesn't take the form of the original theatre. Now, one thing about Morecambe is the strong currents and tides, and we all know of the horrible story of the cockle pickers who sadly passed away because of the currents on Morecambe Beach. And this is a great idea. This board tells you all the tide times and even gives you an LED screen telling you when it's safe to venture out into the water. Now, along the West Promenade, we have these art installations. There we have the big picture frame, ideal for selfies, and several others, all dotted along towards the Heysham side of the town. And just at this part here, we do have some really nice gardens over on the left-hand side, in between the promenades and the buildings and the main street. Now, you can see something very unusual here on the seafront. We actually have what looks like grass growing on the beach, and you won't see that too often, I don't think, in many seaside resorts. Let's just take a look over this wall and I'll show you some of the gardens that exist here in Morecambe, and some really nice gardens. You often see people here having picnics, even people who are working quite clearly with suits on, coming out for lunch breaks and enjoying the sunshine. And there's even some dancing fountains at this point as well, which are not working right now, but you often see the kids paddling through there and the water spouting up and keeping them cool in the sunshine. And we're coming towards the end of the West Promenade as we come towards the headland that marks the end of this part of the town as you head round the coast and into Heysham. Don't forget, if you've liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you've got any comments or any thoughts or memories of Morecambe, of days of old, or if I've sparked some memories talking about the Midland Hotel or the West End Pier or the Alhambra Theatre or any of the other attractions we've spoken about on the video, please do comment as well and share that with the community. Don't forget, if you like the channel, please do hit subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, it's completely free, but it does keep you up to date when you log onto YouTube, when new videos are uploaded, and you can tick the bell for notifications there as well. If you want to see more of Morecambe, you can check out my video from Marine Promenade, where I take a walk from the north end of the town round to the Stone Jetty. And of course, you can also check out the driving video, where I take a drive all the way down the promenade from the north to the south, and we take a look at some of the shops, the buildings, and all the things happening just off the seaside. Once again, thanks a lot for watching this video. Don't forget to like and share and tell your friends about the channel as well, and we'll see you on the next video.